4, and 5. Aloha and welcome back, buddies. I am Sammy Grayson, and it is time for more Dawntrail. Last time we did the first dungeon, and oh boy, it was a dungeon. I've long felt that I could never tell anyone when I was confused or hurting, that admitting weakness would bring shame to Papa's name. But if you say you're willing to listen, then there are things I'd like to talk about. Come on, let's catch up to the others. Yeah, pretty much this whole time, well, I mean, I guess I don't really need to. It's been pretty obvious thus far, but Wuklamat definitely has some self-esteem problems, shall we say. Poor girl. Yeah, but on the plus side, we've made it to the other side of Kozamuka. To the south. Let's attune something over here first before I go and explore. Also, I'll probably leave that for off-screen, as usual. We should stop here for the night. I understand the desire to rush ahead, but we need to recuperate from our punishing river adventure. Then let's settle in. We'll need to cook fire, and there's meal preparation to be done.
I've been meaning to ask, but how does one become the adopted child of the Dawn Servant?
I was but a ball of fuzz at the time, so I don't remember much. My earliest memories are of life in the palace. All I know is that I was born in Ikbrash, a village in Yaktel, but I've never bothered to return there. As far as I'm concerned, Ulul Jaja is my only parent.
I quite understand. I have no memories of my birth parents either.
Huh.
For a while, I wanted to learn who they were. But over time, that curiosity waned. Galuf was my dear grandfather, and he was all I needed.
So our situations were quite similar.
Sure sounds like it.
Even though Papa already had a trueborn son, he raised me and Kona with no less love. One time, I'd wandered off alone into the forest and gotten lost. Before I became a meal for some beast, Papa dropped everything and came to my rescue. I was scared and sobbing and ready for a scolding. But the head of resolve praised me for surviving the ordeal. I did get my lecture from the head of reason, though. He went on and on about the dangers of the jungle and all the horrible ways I could have died.
Her two dads.
Growing up, Papa was kind and patient, but a tyrant.
Her singular dads.
Now, of course, I realize he was preparing me for my duties as a promise. For all the good it did. There's so much I failed to learn about my own country. Whether it's alpacas or ihihana, I hardly know anything. I've lived such a sheltered life, yet convinced myself I understood Tural and its people. I don't have Kona's education, or Zoralja's strength. I'm all bluff and bravado, not fit to bear my title.
Why do you want the throne?
Why? Because my father built a nation where everyone can live in peace, and I want to keep it that way. I think I see what you're saying. My reasons for joining the contest have nothing to do with my brothers. It's always been about the Turali and what I can do for them.
There you go.
You said it yourself. How important it is to properly know something. To hear the voices of others, empathize with how they feel, and think how best to serve. In so doing, you'll come ever closer to being the person you wish to be.
I'm sorry, everyone. I've been a fool. From this moment on, I'll stop trying to be the promise I'm not. I won't feign strength to hide my weaknesses. Step by step, I'll learn all there is to know and love about Tulihyolal and my fellow Turali. It might not be the smoothest path, but it'll be a path of my own making. I will find the City of Gold for all of us, along with the answers you seek about your grandfather, Kryl. I swear.
I appreciate it, Wuklamart. But you needn't take on that burden as well. Galuf Baldessian dedicated his life to protecting people from all manner of threats. As his granddaughter, I wouldn't wish to endanger others for the sake of a personal investigation. So let's just concentrate on winning the contest. We have a shared goal, and, if at all possible, I'd rather we enjoy the journey.
Hear, hear. We are companions on the same road, bound for the same destination. With our combined talents, nothing will stop us from reaching the Golden City.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends.
Erinville is happy. Meanwhile, in the second Promises camp. Second Promise. I believe that is Kona.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends.
What are they spying on us?
They seem to be enjoying themselves. Are you sure you don't want to go and say a word to your sister?
Nay, there is no need for that. But what of you two? Wuklamat's allies are your comrades. It must feel strange to be rivals.
Helping you has made us rivals, aye, but we're not about to break into fisticuffs over it. Unless, of course, it is a matter of winning or losing the contest. Then I'll have no qualms about putting Alizé on her rear.
Despite our long history, never have I been given the chance to test myself against our companions. The thought stirreth within me a most unexpected sense of competition.
Lamachi has surrounded herself with distinguished figures indeed. One of the Studium's finest graduates, the head of the students of Baldessian. And then there's Eorzea's vaunted champion. If she's half the hero you say, then the odds are stacked against us.
Hey,
Not
someone
that I have
recognizes
any
who we are.
intention of bowing out. Our time in Urkelpacha only served to strengthen my resolve. We saw how a single storm cut off the alpaca roots and threw my people's lives into disarray. Such uncertainties are why I advocate for the adoption of Sharlayan innovations, that Tulihyolal might know greater stability and prosperity. Our nation can change for the better, and I will be the man to change it.
Well, it's a start. I imagine your experiences on this journey, all the things you'll hear and feel and think, will help you refine that approach. But to return to the subject of the rite, I'm a touch concerned by the condition for victory.
Finding the golden
The
city.
claimant who breaks the seal becomes Dawn Servant, not the one who performed the 7 feats first.
The would-be victor need only possess the 7 keystones.
I think they're worried about the big guy.
That is correct. As the contest wears on, we must brace ourselves for greater conflict.
Meanwhile, with the first promise. So we're just checking in on all the competitors. Got it.
Your rivals still lag behind. The second and third promise may have recruited competent lackeys, but none compared to you. How can they hope to compete with the resilient son? The only child ever sired by a two-head. Only the ignorant or foolish could fail to see that you were born to be Dawn Servant.
Such titles mean nothing.
I neglected to mention. When I first heard the rumors that the contest involved the Golden City, I spoke in confidence with Gulul Jaja's inner circle. They all agreed on one thing. Whoever reaches the City of Gold will attain a power so great, it can dictate the course of history. If this power truly exists, then I humbly beg a fair share of it.
He becomes the final
passing,
boss.
and I would put my plans in motion without delay. The useless tool is cast aside after all. And just so there is no misunderstanding, you consent to this course, no matter who is made to suffer.
In battle, everyone bleeds. The Dawn's promise is no exception. What better lesson to teach our people the folly of war?
Earlier with Bakul Jaja. Probably after he fucking trashed us in the river. Oh, hey, the boss we
I was
fought.
hoping for a good scrap, but this bloated sack of bile was no challenge at all.
It does not fill me with confidence.
I wonder if the house cat is dead yet. Be ashamed to lose a plaything, but we'd still have 2 more.
If I may ask, Chosen One, what are your plans for Tuliolal after you take the throne?
Plans? What makes you think we care about all that? We care only about the contest and proving our superiority. That would surely please Mother and Father.
Ah.
Yes, and when we become Dawn's servant, we'll drive out the weakling masses and invite our kin to live in the city. Fine idea! Our family deserves better than that rotten jungle. Back to it then. We must catch up to that one-headed pretender and remind him of the natural order.
I made it.
I thought we were missing someone. Where have you been?
Oh, I feared I was done for when I fell from the boat. Yet, somehow I made it. Oh, my arms, I can barely lift them.
If I could just rest a moment.
Something tells me he's dead.
You expect us to wait for you? Those who can't keep up will be left behind. My brother has spoken. March, or be fodder for the beasts.
But I followed the teachings! Everything I've done, everything I've sacrificed, all has been for the blessed seedlings. Wait.
And you think they care?
Don't leave me behind! I'm begging you!
Alright, so remember what I said before about how I thought Wuklamat probably wouldn't take the throne but be like an advisor or something? I don't know. I'm starting to turn around on that. Maybe like a little flip. Like, she's gonna take the throne but keep Ancona as like an advisor. Sorry, was just chatting with the FC. Moving on. Being able to say those things has brought me such relief. It's like a stone has been lifted off my chest and I can take a full breath at last. I don't want to encumber myself like that again. I want to be better. Will be better. For myself and for my people. Woo! Hold on. Promise for the people. Alright. A leaking work pot. It's not as good as the stuff I got. The Moblin settlement of Earthenshire is not far from here. But be warned, the road we'll be taking is a favorite hunting ground for bandits. With the stairs currently impassable, there will be fewer travelers, meaning the brigands will be desperate for victims to ambush. Although considering the present company, I suppose my concern is unwarranted. Bandits on the road? What has Zeralja and the Landsguard been doing? Seems it's up to me to restore order in the area. And off she goes again. From now we'll head west and aim for the bank of the second river. Hello. Bing, bing. I wonder. Can I actually take you anywhere right now? No, I cannot. Okay. Bank of the river. the fuck am I witnessing? Tax evaders. Well, hope you guys get that figured out. Here we are. Well, what are these bandits? Apparently they're not foolish enough to attack a party of this size. Earthenshire is just a little farther ahead, on the opposite bank of MiChumi. Let's remain vigilant all the same. I see neither current. Fishman on legs. Hurt. And boop. And boop. Skibbity bobbity boop. Are there any others nearby? Nope. Giant iguanas. Holy moly, what is that? Oh, that's a hunt. Leaving that alone for now. A walled city. Or walled village, rather. Earthenshire. Wow. Kind of like... Look at this place. It's like... well, yeah, the Shire would be kind of an apt description here. But I'm thinking like... It's like if the Gorons from Legend of Zelda worked in porcelain or something. Like the Breath of the Wild games. This is it, the village where the lay of pots from the Tulliola saga took place. Earthenshire? Edelshire? Or is it Earthenshire? Earthenshire, Edelshire. Might the similarity be a cultural inclination, I wonder? The settlements themselves couldn't be more different, though. Shire appears to be custom built to resemble pots, while the others are repurposed town. Welcome to Earthenshire. Do I have the pleasure of happy greeting the third promise and her retinue? Ye old goblin speech. That's us. We're looking for the Dawn Servant Elector, if you happen to know who that is. Okay, is that the first time they've ever made noise? Because that threw me the fuck off. We're exchanging tongue flaps with her right now. Redarock is the Elector you seek. Oh, that's helpful. We can cut straight to performing defeat. As much as Redarock would like to do just that, we have a much more pressing worry. The storm which hit our village shattered the cliffs and dropped rocks on our brain cases. Any help hands for the Potsworn were injured. This is no time for feats or metal tests. I'm sorry to hear that. After learning what the storm did to the stairs, I feared you'd been caught in its path. Not to change this subject, but what are the Potsworn? Goldsmiths contracted to work for the Moblins. The word comes from the pot-like workshops where they practice their crafts. The Moblins provide these potsworn with tools, materials, living quarters, everything the artisans could possibly need. This allows them to concentrate on producing what is widely known as the finest gold and metalwork in Toral. This is unacceptable. I was promised no distractions. This is the best I can offer. I should never have left Waju Meki Meki. You see, the pots won't desert us. Without enough healthy help hands, we are failing to uphold our side of the pot pact. Should all our potsworn leave, Earth and Shear will grind to a halt. We have to do something and do it soon. Then let us stand in for the injured helpers. It will give me the chance to learn more about your people and your village. If it brings us closer to beginning the feat, then all the better. This isn't strictly part of the contest, so don't feel obligated to join in. Take a rest while you can. Of course we'll help. I could use a nap. I was hoping you'd say that. I actually wasn't sure I could do this on my own. We'll all help. I thought any of us could just sit around and watch. We'll take every help hand we can get. Ready Rock truth swears that once the potsworn have their perfect workshops again, we will commence the feat with all haste. You and the third promise can help hand Rakarok. Understood. The four of you. You other four, follow Ready Rock. There are other help hands in need of hand lending. I really appreciate you pitching in. I meant what I said at many fires. There will be no more feigning strength. No more playing it being an invincible promise. If there's one thing I've learned on this journey, it's how practiced you are at aiding those in need. And I mean to make the most of having such an incredible mentor at my side. Now let's find this Rakarok fellow and see what we can do for him. Rakarok can't meet his obligations without more help hands. The pot pact is broken, and the pots are emptying. You've come to aid Rakarok? Rakarok accepts your hand lending with joyous field smiles. You can offer the potsworn their promised good living. You might save the day yet. Whatever you need. This actually seems like a good spot to stop for the day. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you liked this video, leave a like and a comment. If you want to see more, hit subscribe on the bell, and we'll see you guys next time.